So, everyone, I saw Fantastic Four First Steps, and I gotta tell you, it's actually freaking fantastic. I enjoyed this movie a lot. People are comparing it to Superman, obviously, because they're the two big superhero movies in a month, but honestly, I love both of them. But I want to start by saying that this movie just is a really great Fantastic Four movie, but also a great Marvel film in general. And it's definitely the best of the three. I mean, I do like Thunderbolts a lot, but I would definitely say it's definitely one of the best superhero movies of the year. I mean, we only have three really good ones and one that's overhated, but not as bad as people say. And I just want to start by saying that this movie does a lot that I think it does well. And it's a visually bold, beautiful, bright, shining kind of film. It just looks so good. It's so fun to look at. Like I was in IMAX theater, so the screen's mad big. You see everything for what it is, all the colors, the lights, the sound. Even it's just fantastic. Now I will go on to say that there are some weird CGI sequences. Maybe really only one really noticeably bad one. Other than that, the movie is beautiful. The CGI is great. The practical effects are great. They come together really well. And I'm going to get into that. So, the movie, as I stated in my video reacting to the trailer, it is very much pulling from Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer from 2007. And in a much better way. I think the story is very clean, precise. The family is, getting accustomed to the fact that Sue's pregnant and they're working up to how they're going to adjust as a family. But then the Silver Surfer shows up. And when she shows up, that's when the tone of the movie shifts. Right. So at the beginning, you're seeing all these really cool montages. You're seeing them be heroes. You're seeing them save people. Some arch nemesis, including Mo Man being one of them, played by I think Paul Walter Hauser is his name, and he's hilarious. Um, so we get to see a really cool Fantastic Four #1 Easter egg, which is really cool because I'm pretty sure Little Caesars Pizza. That's right. Little Caesars Pizza did a commercial with that same thing, like a Fantastic Four #1 uh, homage, and it's really nice. And I was like, hey, look at that! The first comic is in this movie, and you could tell Matt Shakman's probably a big Fantastic Four fan, right? So you see all these things, and then the world seems to love the Fantastic Four. Where we are in this movie, this is their fourth year being the Fantastic Four. You get a little backstory. You see them before they, get cosmic blasted. You see them after they come back, and how the world has been since they've been around. They've been protecting the world. They've been great heroes. They're like basically celebrities. They're on this guy's show, who's pretty much the Ed Sullivan show, but obviously they couldn't do that. So that's pretty cool. Then once Silver Surfer shows up, like I said, the whole thing just flips. Fire in the sky. She shows up. She appears in what is a very nicely practical effect set Times Square that they invented for the movie, which is awesome. And Shalabal, Silver Surfer, shows up. She has this really cool line that I don't want to repeat because I don't want to mess it up. But what they did to her voice, I think, is an A+. They made her voice so cool sounding. And to hear it in IMAX with the speakers and how they played it off, bruh, it echoed through the theater in this type of way that it's like, that was so cool. And it ends, she does very similar things to Rise of Silver Surfer. As I mentioned, she zips through a helicopter, like straight through it, and flies off into space. Johnny flies off behind her, catches her, and they have a little standoff in space a little bit. She whispers this really cool language into him and knocks him away and zips off into space again. And I was like, that was very Silver Surfer, Rise Silver Surfer E. Just like in the first one, just not as big of a chase, but still ultimately pretty cool. Nice shot. Joseph Quinn's cool. The flying is smooth as hell. So now everyone's freaking out, like, oh, what are we going to do? So the Fantastic Four get on the Excelsior, which is Stan Lee's big word, and they fly off into space to go confront Galactus following the Silver Surfer trail. They follow the trail, they get to Galactus, see him, right? It's like, oh shit, he's big. And Basically, his whole point is to get Franklin now because he can sense how powerful he is, aka plot device baby, just in Sue's womb, induces the labor, which is crazy. So she starts to give birth to Franklin on Galactus's ship. They get her to the ship, even though the surfer should be able to catch them, but whatever. They get her to the ship, and this really cool chase sequence happens, something out of a really cool sci-fi film. It's a really awesome scene. It's just really nice to look at. And then, like I mentioned, the weird CGI. This is the only time, in my opinion, where I think the CGI looks really bad. And the CGI baby Franklin happens, and I'm just like, that looks disgusting compared to the rest of this movie, but everything else looks beautiful. And going into that, the story kind of progresses. After that, they come down to Earth. They explain to the people. Apparently, they've been gone for a month. So that one 10-15 minute scene, they were gone for a month. Reed opens his mouth about basically saying, I won't trade my son for the world, which I was like, why wouldn't you just lie? For the smartest man in the world, you sure are stupid. But, that causes friction, which is, I think, necessary between the Fantastic Four and the world. Then Sue has a really great speech. So much of like melodrama kicks in throughout the film, and then the third act picks up. And that's where you get most of the action. Most of the really cool shit is in the third act. A little bit of a cluster bust because it's kind of a lot, but it's still really cool. When Galactus shows up to Earth, he is very clearly huge. And I know in his first appearance in the comics, he's about 26 to 27 feet, which is big, but it's not like super big. Whereas in this, he's definitely like over 100 feet tall. Like he's looking down at the Statue of Liberty. So he's clearly really big in this. Franklin is the key. So they use Franklin as a scapegoat or like a trap to lure him. He figures it out. Then they have this cool standoff with him. It just kind of ends after that. Plot device baby finally kicks in a moment that I don't want to spoil. And the credits roll. And then there's a really cool, kind of cool end credit scene in the middle. And then one pointless end credit scene at the end, but a really nice call to someone that I think you should see the movie for. There's things I don't want to spoil. I think I spoiled not really enough. I feel like I explained the plot pretty well. So Fantastic Four First Steps is pretty much straightforward. It is very fast moving. I really don't think there's time for a break in the movie. But all in all, Marvel's new plan of like not making movies too long and they want to make them fun is a nice strategy, but you shouldn't focus on the time and more the quality of the film. But I digress. So going into things, I still don't have an opinion on Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Like I don't think he's bad. He was believably smart. It's just every time I see Pedro Pascal, I'm like, he just looks like a blue collar worker just wearing this costume or whatever he's in. But he was good. He is a good actor. Vanessa Kirby was amazing. I finally got a bomb ass Sue Storm in a Fantastic Four movie. And was she bomb? Yes, she was. Did they use her powers wonderfully? Yes, they did. Is she more like Sue than ever before? Yes, she is. And I just loved her motherly, nurturing, willing heart of the team essence, what Sue Storm has always been. So they did that wonderfully. Johnny Joseph Quinn is great. He is honestly great. Anybody who thinks he isn't, I think you're crazy, but you're entitled to your opinion. But Joseph Quinn as Johnny was absolutely a standout. Just too fun to watch. Every scene he's in, he's a scene stealer. He's a great scene stealer. He also has more to do as Johnny Storm. Like Johnny's actually really smart in this, which I was happy to see. I am a little sad they didn't seem to know what to do with Ben. Like he meets up with a woman who's played by Natasha Lyonne, who didn't have to be. Nothing really comes of that. You see him at Yancey Street, which is really nice. He's at his home neighborhood, interacting with the people, just being the thing. But for the most part, there's not a lot to do with him there. Fine. I do think Silver Surfer, Shia Ball was awesome. I think my only down point is I wish we got more to her personality and more to what made her click other than the really amazing scene between her and Johnny towards the later end of the movie. I do think that they did a good job of portraying the Silver Surfer. They give us essentially the backstory of Silver Surfer, but with her instead of Norrin. And I still think they did that part pretty well. I thought that part was great. Galactus by Ralph Ineson, who actually wore a practical Galactus suit, by the way, did such a great job. His voice was cool. He actually looked menacing moving around. I believe they might have had a miniature set where he walked across it to make him look bigger for the effect. So, camera tricks and all that stuff. But he was good. He was really cool for like the 3 scenes Galactus is in the movie. He's really good. And now we get down to Plot Device Baby, who I'm not a big fan of Franklin Richards. I think he is just not particularly a good character, if he is a character at all. Like I said, plot device. He's a plot device baby here. He's a plot device throughout his entire existence. That's Franklin Richards. Now, on a side note, to get into the movie as like the deeper details, I love the world that they're in. I love that like futuristic 1960s style world. It just feels so good. It's so nice looking, so fresh looking. And the fact that the story is self-contained and away from the MCU's overall timeline makes it even better, so they don't have to worry about stuff. And that's right there is just the icing on the cake. Now, as far as the like dynamics go, Johnny and Ben have some of the best dynamics. Reed and Sue's romance is beautiful. I think it's actually a really good romance. I think it's glad that they're happy that they like each other. So great. The movie does do those like the Marvel humor isn't particularly there, which I was happy about. It seemed to just be funny. It didn't seem overdone. Like the serious scenes stayed serious. The the funny scenes were funny. The normal scenes were normal. Like everything, nothing felt like they were overthrowing each other. The practical effects are beautiful. They actually built a nice little Excelsior ship for some of the rocket shots. They actually did some miniatures, did some set pieces. The movie just is beautiful. It looks great. They put a lot of work into it. I'm actually impressed with how good Reed's stretching looks, because stretching is an awkward power to do. And it almost never looks good, but his stretching looks just fine. Sue's powers were used wonderfully as they should have. Johnny's flying and his flame on and everything, like his flying, him and the Silver Surfers flying, it was so smooth. It was clean looking. Like it was just there. Like nothing looked wonky, nothing looked weird. Like the FX crew clearly put everything they could into it. This is the best live action thing we've ever seen. He looks so real, so alive, but also we know he's not, but he still looks good. And despite not having the gravelly voice, I think Evan Moss Baccarin sounds really good. Like I know a lot of guys who are like Jewish from New York were saying like this is how he sounds, so he sounds great to me. So yeah, I would say Fantastic Four First Steps is a great film. It's a great watch. Despite everyone who's going to say, "Oh, it doesn't save Marvel," didn't really need to save Marvel. Didn't really need to. It's just a great film is what they really needed, which they already did with Thunderbolts. But I digress. So Fantastic Four, 8 out of 10. It's really good. Go see it. Go enjoy it. Go enjoy the world, because I can't really spoil the movie because I really want y'all to see this film. I'm more of a see the movie without all the details, because sometimes the details can really kill the experience if you know they're coming. Now, the next one is Spider Man, which I doubt it has any connection to Spider Man, but we do know there is something with Doomsday, so you know, look out for that. And honestly, just enjoy the film. So if you made it this far, smash that like button, comment, let me know how you guys feel about the movie down below. If you plan on seeing it, if you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, let me know. Subscribe for more, right? And I'll see y'all on the next one.